So for today's video, we're going to discuss the limits of a function. So what is a limit of a function? The limit of a function is a unique real value that f of x will approach as x approaches a. So ibig sabihin po, kapag meron tayong function na f of x, yung limit niya is a value to which yun yung nagiging value ng f of x natin kapag ang variable x natin ay nag-a-approach sa certain value to which sa ating definition, that would be a. So in symbols, this is read as the limit of f of x as x approaches to a is equal to L, where L is the limit of the function. So yung limit po ng function is a unique real value. It should be a real value po. So let us try to visualize a limit of a function using this example. Suppose we have the limit of 3x plus 2 as x approaches 0. So, ano daw po yung magiging value ng f of x natin, ng function natin, to which in this case, that is 3x plus 2, as the value of x approaches 0. So, there would be two cases kung saan nag-a-approach tayo sa 0. It's either we approach 0 na yung value natin ay manggagaling sa right, at meron din naman tayong case na x approaches 0 to which yung values natin ay manggagaling sa left. Okay? So, in this case, we will try to make a table of values kung saan ipapakita natin yung x ay nag-a-approach talaga sa 0. So, from our given, we have the limit of 3x plus 2 as x approaches to 0. So, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, mag-approach tayo sa dalawang scenario. Mag-approach tayo sa 0 kung saan yung values ng x ay mula sa kanan. So, that is, x approaches to 0 from the right. And the other scenario is mag-approach tayo sa 0, galing naman sa kaliwa, or as x approaches to 0 from the left. So, the first one is x approaches to 0 from the right. So, if we have here the value of x, so kailangan mag-approach daw siya sa 0 mula sa right. So, ano ba yung value na malapit na value ng 0? Malapit na value sa 0 na galing sa kanan. That would be the positive values. May it be 1, 2, 3. Pero ang pipiliin na lang natin is yung malapit kay 0, which is 1. So, that would be our first value of x. And then, the next values of x would approach 0. So, palapit po ng palapit kay 0. So, ano po ba yung value na mula kay 1 tapos papalapit kay 0? So, that would be 0.5. We also have 0.9, diba? Sorry. Not 0.9 but 0.05, diba? So, palapit siya ng palapit kay 0 hanggang maging mas malapit na siya kay 0. Let's say, for example, we have 0.01, and then we may also have 0.001 kung gusto po natin ng mas malapit talaga. So, we may have here 0.001. So, para makita po talaga natin yung real value kung saan nag-a-approach yung f of x. So, dun sa counter side ng ating value ng x, we would have the value of the function, to which ang gagawin natin is we are just going to substitute these values to our function, which is 3x plus 2. So, in this case, we may use our calculator para ma-check natin or para maging sure tayo dun sa sagot. So, if the value of x is 1, so that would be 3 times 1 plus 2, and that would be 5. So, if the value of x is 1 daw, the value of f of x is 5. And then, habang papalapit kay 0, so kukunin natin siya isa-isa. So, that would be 3 multiplied by, the next value is 0.5 plus 2. So, that would be 7 over 2 or 3.5. Okay? And then, what if the value of x is 0.05? So, that would be 0.05 multiplied by 3 or 3 times 0.05 plus 2. So that will yield to 2.15. So that would be 2.15. And then we have the next one. We have 0.01. So that is 0.01 multiplied by 3 plus 2. So that would be 2.03. 2.03. And then we also, and the last one would be 0.01. So that would be 0.001 multiplied by 3 times or plus 2. Okay, so that would be 2.003. So nakikita po natin, as x approaches to 0 from the right, the value of the function actually what? Actually approaches to, kung mapapansin natin, it approaches to 2. Diba? Papalapit siya ng papalapit kay 2. So, let us now try to um, to 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 determine the limit of the function as x approaches to 0 from the left naman. So we have also the values of x, and then we have the value of f of x. Now, ano ba yung value na malapit kay 0 from the left? Yung pinakamaliit na lang, so that would be negative 1. So that would be negative 1, and then lalapit tayo ng lalapit kay 0, so that would be negative 0.5. We may also have negative 0.05. And then kung gusto natin ng mas malapit, we have negative 0.01. And we would also have negative 0.001. You may also have 0.0001 para may assurance kayo that it really indeed approaches to a certain value. So, using our calculator, we would determine the value of f of x as as x approaches to 0 from the left. So we would have 3 times negative 1 plus 2. So that would be negative 1. So we have negative 1 here. And then we would also have 3 times negative 0.5 plus 2. So that would be 1/2 or 0.5. Okay? And then we would also have 3 multiplied by negative 0.05 times 2 or plus 2, sorry. So we have plus 2. So we would have 1.85. And then we would also have 3 multiplied by negative 0.01 plus 2. So we would have 1.97. And then the last one would be 3 times negative 0.01, sorry, plus 2. So that would be 1.997. So 1.997. Okay? So kung mapapansin niyo po dito, kanino siya papalapit ng papalapit? It actually is what? It actually approaches 2 pa rin. Diba? So, we can say that the limit of this function, the limit of 3x plus 2 as x approaches to 0 is 2 or is 2, yes. So, we may conclude that the limit of 3x plus 2 as x approaches to 0, since we already have proven it, so that would the limit would be 2. So this would be the answer to or this would be the limit of the function. So we may prove it as we graph the function. So by graphing the function f of x equals 3x plus 2, so this would be the function. And as x approaches to what? As x approaches to 0 daw. So this is x equals 0, diba? As x approaches to 0 from the left and from the right, ang function value daw natin ay nag-approach kay 2, to which ito po yung magiging illustration natin. Okay? So let us have another example. Suppose we have the limit of 2x squared plus 2x minus 4 as x approaches to 2. So the function here is 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. And to which ang hahanapin natin is to determine the limit as the function or x approaches to 2 from the left and from the right. Okay? So again, let me just first rewrite the given. We have the limit of 2x squared plus 2x minus 4 where x approaches to 2. So ano po ba yung values? Ano po ba yung values na malapit kay 2? Then hahanapin or papalapit tayo ng papalapit kay 2. So from the left muna tayo. So we can have 2 from the right pala muna tayo, from the right. So we have 2 plus. So kapag naka-raise siya kay plus, ibig sabihin 2 from the right. So we have the value of x here, and then we would have the value of f of x on the other side. So we may 5 values is enough, but if you want more, then you can have more. Okay, so we have the values of x from the right of 2, so that would be 3. So papalapit tayo ng papalapit kay 2, so that would be 2.5. We have 2.05. We would also have 2.01. So papalapit na po siya ng papalapit, and we would also have 2.001. If you want 2.00001 para mas sobrang lapit siya, then you may have. And then, after that is you are going to substitute all these values to our function 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. So using our calculator, so that would be 2 2 times 3 square plus 2 times 3 minus, so that would be minus 4. Okay, so we have 20. So the function value is 20. Okay, and then we have 2 point, so that would be 2.5. 2.5, yes, 2.5. So we have here 2.5. So that would be 13.5. So we have 13.5. And then we would have 2.05. So we have here 2.05. So we have 8.505. And then we would have the next value of x, 2.01. So that would be 2.01. We have 2.01. So that will yield to 8.1002. And then we would also have 2.001. So this would be the last. So we would have, so that would be 8.010002. Okay, so from the right of 2, you can see here that the function value approaches 8. Okay, so let us now have the values from the left of 2. So we have here 2 raised to the negative side, which means that we are after the values of 2 from the left. So we have here the values of x again, and then we have the function value. So what is the number near to 2 from the left? So that would be 1. And then papalapit tayo ng papalapit kay 2. So we have 1.5. We would also have 1.8 kasi papalapit tayo ng papalapit kay 2. We would also have 1.9 if you want, and then we would also have 1.99 since 1.99 is near na kay 2. So we can have that. And then after that, we have to again substitute all the values of x sa ating function. So we have here 1. And then we would also have here 1. Okay, so the function value, if the value of x is 1, that would be 0. Okay, and then if we have 1.5, so we have here 1.5. So we have 3.5. If we would have 1.8, then the function value would be 6.08. And then if we have the function value 1.9, or I mean not the function value but the value of x is 1.9, then the function value would be 7.02. And then if we have 1.99, then we would have 7.9002. So if you are not convinced enough, then you may have 1.9999 para mas makita nyo kung saan siya nag-a-approach. So we would have 7.990002. So lalo siyang lumalapit kay A. So in this case, we can tell that the limit of the function 2x squared plus 2x minus 4 as x approaches to 2 is what? As x approaches to 2 would be 8. Okay, so that would be the limit of the function. Okay, so yan po yung maging limit ng function. And if we're going to graph that, if we are going to graph the function 2x squared plus 2x minus 4, then we would have this parabola. And then, as x approaches to 2 daw, so nasan ba yung 2? Okay, so, ilagay natin si x equals 2 para makita natin. So, ito po si x equals to itong line na ito. Okay? So, para makita, gawin natin red. Ayan. As x approaches 2, so habang lumalapit ka daw kay 2, ano yung magiging value ng function mo? Habang lumalapit kay 2. And that would be 8. Okay? So, as x approaches to 2, then the function approaches 8. Okay? So, we just have proven that. Okay, so let us have now our last example. Suppose we have the limit of f of x to where f of x is a piecewise function given the following pieces, x plus 1 such that x is less than 4, and the other piece is x minus 4 squared plus 3 to where x is greater than or equal to 4, to which the value of x approaches to 4. So we have here a piecewise function. So, tulad ng ginagawa natin before, we would have two tables. A table to which it illustrates values from the right of A, and the other one is a table which illustrates values from the left of A. Okay? So we have 4 here. So we have 4. So ang gagawin natin is from the right. So as x approaches to 4 from the right. So ano-ano ba yung mga values na yon? So we would have here from the right of 4, so that would be 5. And then palapit po ng palapit kay 4, then that would be, so we would have 4.5, then we have 4.05, then we may have 4.01, then we have 4.001. Okay, so mas lumalapit po siya kay 4. And then, what we're going to do is from the right of A. Ano ba yung nasa right ng A? So, dito sa given piecewise function natin, alin ba dito yung nasa right ng A yung value ni X? Would it be the first piece or the second piece? So, here, X is less than 4. Ibig sabihin, nasa left na siya kasi less than. So, ibig sabihin, ang piece na gagalawin natin would be x minus 4 squared plus 3. So, doon po natin siya isa-substitute. So, using our calculator, so we have here, that would be x, so that would be 5 minus 4 squared plus 3. So, this would be our first function value. So, that would be 4. And then, if the value of x is 4.5, so that would be 4.5, then we would have 3.25. Okay? And then, if the value of x is 4.05, then the function value would be 3.0025. And then, if the value of x is 4.01, then we have 3.0001. So, nakikita nyo na po kung saan siya nag-a-approach. And if we have 4.001, then that would be 3.000001. Okay? So, from the right of 4, nag-a-approach po siya sa 3 kung mapapansin po natin. But if we would have the other table to which mag-a-approach naman tayo from the left of 4. So from the left of 4, so that would be 4 raised to negative sign. So the values would be what? The values from the left of 4, that would be 3. That's the nearest integer. So 3, lalapit tayo ng lalapit kay 4. So that would be 3.5, then we have 3.8, we have 3.9, then we have 3.99. So it's up to you kung anong values po as long as it really approaches to the certain value of A. Okay? Now, on the piecewise function that we have here, alin naman dito yung part na kung saan nasa left ng 4 daw yung value ni x. So that would be x is less than 4. So ang gagamitin po natin na part would be x plus 1. Okay? So that would be 3 plus 1 for our first part. So that would be 4. And then we would have 3.5. That would be 3.5. So that would be 4.5. And then we have 3.8. So that would be 4.8. And then if we have 3.9, that would be 4.9. And if we have, sorry, this is 3.99. If we have 3.99, then we would have 4.99. Now, if you want more, if you really wanted to approach to 0, to 4 I mean, so you may have 3.999 to which the function value will be 4.9999. To which, kung mapapansin natin, it approaches 5. Okay? Kung mapapansin po natin, from the right, it approaches 3. From the left po, it approaches 5. So, magkaiba po. Alright? At kapag magkaiba po sila, kapag sa magkaibang sa magkaibang value po sila nag-approach, then it means that the limit of the function does not exist. Kasi hindi po siya magkapareho. Okay? So, paano po natin siya i-illustrate? So, let us try to graph the piecewise function. If we're going to graph the piecewise function, then this would be the image or the illustration. And if you notice, if the sige, gawin natin, we have x equals 4. Pakita natin si x equals 4. Okay, so si x equals 4, habang lumalapit ka from the left, okay, from the left, ang makikita mo or mag-approach na value ay kay 5. Ito, dito sa part na to, sa part ni x plus 1. Okay? And then, from the right naman, habang nag-approach ka kay 4, then the value approaches to 3. The function value approaches to 3. At mapapansin natin na kumbaga parang hindi siya equal. Okay? Kasi magkaiba po sila ng tina-target na point. That is why, if we're going to make a conclusion about the limit of this function, then we can say that the limit does not exist. Or simply, we can write down there D and E. Okay, please do remember this, that D and E is never a value. We just write it as to depict or to determine that the limit of a function really does not exist. And that is all about the limit of a function.